And Coach, obviously talking about the first weekend Scramble on the Bayou for the men and the women, it's obviously not what was expected. Prairie View obviously could not come because of the effects of Imelda, but wound up being a 3-team, and of course the rain cut the weekend short, but overall a positive weekend for both teams.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity for the players to get back on the courts in a competitive mode. I thought we played really well on Friday. They were ready to play, they were ready to compete, and I don't think we lost but one set in all those matches between the men and the women. They played really well. I was proud of them. And I thought it would continue again on Saturday. Unfortunately, we got rained out.
And obviously, like you mentioned, with only losing one set the entire weekend, there's so many individual performances that you can highlight. But what are some of the things overall with both teams that kind of stood out to you from this first weekend, aside from the results?
I thought we had the fight. The fight was really good. No one wanted to give their opponents anything, which I really enjoyed watching. In doubles, we executed really well. I thought there were a few matches where we were down and then we found our way back up again. I liked their intensity, the way they played on that one day that we played. I liked their focus. It's interesting because I think both these teams have great potential. Let's see what happens in the next event, you know?
And of course, one of the things that people will see when they come out here to these matches here at the University Tennis Center, and even with the hot weather, there was still quite a bit of wind, especially on day one on Friday.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. You know, all week we've been playing with 90-degree weather. We've been practicing, and all of a sudden, the 2 days that we're supposed to play, it gets windy on Thursday, and we adjusted a little bit. Friday it was even windier, and Saturday, unfortunately, it was windy, and then the rain came. So I think we're somewhat used to the weather elements over here. So it benefits us a little bit.
And of course, shifting the focus now to this weekend for the men's team, who will be going over to Hattiesburg, taking on opposition from, of course, Southern Miss, South Alabama, UAB, just to name a few. And just talking about, first of all, the competition and evaluating that, really considerable test for a team that has so many newcomers.
Yeah, no doubt. This will be, you have South Alabama, a top 50 team. You have Southern Miss and Alabama Birmingham, 2 teams that will be in the top 100 in the rankings, in the ITA rankings. I think we're capable of playing with all 3 teams. They have to show up to play. If they show up to play, now we're playing minus Malti in this event, and Malti is one of our starters in this. So we're somewhat handicapped a little bit, but at the same time, it would be a good opportunity for the new players who are coming in to see what they're capable of doing. But it's going to be a competitive weekend.
And you mentioned about the doubles and, of course, the combinations as well. When you had guys like Matza and Austin who were paired together, and the other doubles pairings that you had as well, how successful they were, and obviously just looking to build that cohesion as this season goes along.
Yeah. So last year we had quite a bit of success. This year we actually have players who are doubles players, and the chemistry looks better. You look at Austin and you look at Matz. I think if they compete well, they could be a top 50 team, but they'll have to compete well week in and week out. Then when we go to Johannes, who has been playing really well, he's probably the strongest returner in the game we've seen in a few years, so he's playing really well. And then you have Misha, who's there, and then you have Aspen, and then you have Mihalo. The whole thing is having the right chemistry in doubles, and I'm hoping that we can all gel for the fall.
Coach, thank you very much.
You're welcome.